Hey everybody, I wanted to bring Coco on camera, but he's a little camera shy. As you can tell, he's not used to being in front of such a large audience. But we're gonna do grammar, and I don't think he's gonna want to stick around for the entire thing. See, he's already kind of like, okay, no, you don't have to bite me. Okay, you can go now. All right. Wait. Anyway. Okay, so really quick grammar DGP sentence. We're going to do actually parts of speech and parts of a sentence when we do DGP from here on out. And so the first sentence is right here. In your notebooks, go ahead and write it down. On Monday and this afternoon, I called several parents because their students received approval. They will be little baby freshman Jags next year, which is true. So go ahead and write down that sentence. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to make this a little bit larger. In about a minute or two, I'm going to go over the answers. So if I start going over the answers and you're not done parsing the sentence, writing down the answers, just go ahead and pause the video, and I will then, or then you can watch the answers. It's my Google clock. But yeah, it was actually really fun calling all of the parents. I only had to call like 9 of them. And all but one parent said that they were still planning to have their student, go to Grigori next year. It's kind of sad because their homeschool is Bayer, and I mean, I don't know what kind of school Bayer is, but it's probably not any better than Grigori, just my opinion. Sorry, somebody screamed in the park. Okay, so I will go ahead and go through this sentence with you, and it's so funny because like you can probably see me like down here, right? Like, hello. But my face over here is still whatever. Okay, so Monday, that would be on is a preposition. Monday is a proper noun, and we should know all that one. That's a coordinated conjunction. This is an adjective. Afternoon is a noun, so this is modifying this noun right here, afternoon. I is a singular nominative, called as an action verb. Several is another adjective. Parent is another common noun. Because is a subordinating conjunction. There's a plural possessive pronoun. Students, common noun. Received is an action verb. And then approval, I know it sounds kind of weird, but approval is a common noun. That's what they received. And even though, even though you can't necessarily, approval is not something tangible. It's not something that you can, hold on to. So that's why it's a little unclear why it's a common noun. They is a plural nominative. Will is an auxiliary verb because it's telling me the tense. Be is a linking verb. And then little, an adjective. No, little would be an adverb. Baby would be an adjective. Or no, actually, because our main component here is Jags. And let me finish the rest of this. This is an adjective, and then this is a common noun. Year's a common noun. So freshmen, they will be freshman Jags. You can say that. They will be baby jags, and they will be little jags. Yeah, so little is not, these are all adjectives, and they are separate from one another. So for example, if I were to change the sentence, I'm going to use the red right here to denote the changes, but let's say that I said, they will be little jags. That makes sense. Let's say I said they will be baby jags. That also makes sense. Now let's say I said they will be freshman jags. That also makes sense. So regardless of having any of these are all going to be adjectives. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is, sorry, I had it like blacked out. I'm going to copy this sentence, and we're going to do parts of speech. So I'm going to go to parts of, and I meant a sentence. Like this. I'm going to get rid of this 3, and I don't know why my Microsoft Word document moves the margins or something. Okay, let me go ahead and give you the components. Oh God, disgusted. So here's one component. I is another one. Called is another one. Several parents. Because their students received approval, they will be. There we go. Okay, so take a couple of minutes, pause the video, see what part of speech, what part of a sentence every little bracket that I put right there is. Some of you guys are on inter-district transfers. Well, there's actually 2 different kinds of transfers. There's inter-district transfer and there's intra-district transfer. And technically, I was calling intra-district transfers. And the difference between the two is an intra-district transfer means that they are in the district. So like the one earlier, I said the mom said, no, my kid's going to go to Bayer. That would be an intra-district because Bayer is part of Modesto City Schools. Those of you, though, who live like in Oakdale or Ripon or like Manteca or whatever, you would be an inter-district transfer student because obviously neither of those 3 school districts are within Modesto City Schools boundaries. But anyway, here's going to be your answer. So let me get my pen here. On Monday and this afternoon, that would be an adverb phrase. It's telling me when something happened, like an adverb, right? Adverbs tell us when things happen. I is your subject. Called is a transitive action verb. Several parents would be the direct object. They received the calling because would still be a subordinating conjunction. Their students would be another subject. Received is another transitive action verb. What did they receive? They received approval, so that's your direct object. New sentence, they is another subject. Will be is an intransitive verb phrase. So that means that little baby freshman Jags is going to be a predicate nominative / subject complement. I know we actually didn't get a chance to talk about subject complements because usually I leave that until the 4th quarter. But basically, well, I'll actually explain what a subject complement is in a different video, I think, but just kind of like a really, really quick introduction to a subject complement. They're essentially the same thing as predicate nominatives and predicate adjectives. And the reason why we're actually labeling this a predicate nominative is because Jags is a noun. not an adjective. If I said they will be fearless, let's just say that I changed the sentence entirely. Fearless is an adjective. And so then if that was all that it said, if all it said was they will be fearless, period. Here's my subject. Will be is my intransitive verb phrase. And then fearless, if we did parts of speech, that's an adjective. So that would be your predicate adjective. So always refer back to, the parts of speech that we do. Okay? Alrighty.